Pleased to be joined by Belmont University women's soccer senior student athlete Alison Alcott. Allie, thanks for joining us today.
Of course.
Maybe as we start, reflect back, what got you started in soccer, and at one point did you think to yourself, well, this might be something I'd like to pursue collegiately?
I first started playing soccer, probably soon after I could walk. Back in the day when it was rec league and everyone just swarmed around the ball. And then competitively started playing in 5th grade, and I just loved the game, and it was challenging but rewarding at the same time. And when I got to high school is when I really narrowed it down to I just want to do soccer, and that's when I started contacting coaches and getting the recruiting process started to play collegiately.
When you reflect back upon that time when you're in middle and high school, obviously it's a lot of sacrifice on your part, but also the sacrifices that your family members made to go to tournaments and club games and things like that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, my family has been a huge support throughout my entire soccer career. In high school, I remember my mom, we had 6 a.m. practices almost every morning and can't drive until sophomore year. So for 2 years, my mom would have to wake up at like 5 o'clock to take me to soccer practice every morning. And then we'd have club in the evening, and so then they'd be after work taking me to club practice at night. So it's definitely a sacrifice on their part, and I'm so thankful that they did it. And on top of all the practices, traveling to different tournaments and everything like that, it's a lot of time that they put into it. So I'm really thankful that they were willing to do that for me.
When did you first hear about Belmont, and what kind of compelled you to come here?
My junior year of high school is when I first kind of was like contacted and took a look at it, and I was like, hey, I think this could be a good fit. I knew that I wanted a smaller school, Division I, big city, and I had never been to Nashville before. I wanted to explore a new place, so I came down here and I met all the girls on the team, and they were awesome, and I knew instantly. I was like, this is the right fit for me.
Can you talk a little bit about the transition of going from playing in the Atlantic Sun Conference to playing in the OVC, and certainly a conference that's more geographically tighter knit than the Atlantic Sun. Did you guys even as teammates talk about those things, and maybe not going to Fort Myers or Johnson City, Tennessee, but how the road trips changed and dynamics changed playing in a different league?
Well, it's always fun to go on long road trips at times because you get to be with your team, but it is really nice having the close proximity because you don't have to miss as many classes, and you're able to be a little bit more focused in Nashville, which is nice. But the biggest difference, I would say, about the OVC that I noticed, and I only played on the A-Sun for 1 year, but was that every team in the OVC for women's soccer could win on any given day. Whereas in the A-Sun, there were some teams where it's like, they're the better team and they're the worst team. But in the OVC, it's like, honestly, on any given day, anyone could beat anyone, which provides for a really competitive atmosphere, which is positive.
As we wind down, what's one thing since you've come to Belmont that you've fallen in love with that maybe at first glance or when you were recruiting, you didn't really know about Belmont, but since you've been here, you really have come to love?
I would say the amazing staff and teachers, everyone, and friends too. Everyone has been so friendly, so welcoming, and just it couldn't be a better environment. As far as soccer goes, I came from like a club coach that was like almost reprimanding and kind of made you feel like bad about yourself, but it's just like, it's amazing when you're surrounded by positive people who are driving you towards a common goal, even like outside of the coaching staff, like in the athletic offices or your teachers who are supporting you for soccer and everything like that. It's just a really awesome environment to play for. And I couldn't have even expected that coming in, and it was an awesome surprise.
Well, can you talk a little bit about your academics, your major, how that's going, and your career goals?
Well, I'm a nursing major, and I guess I only have a semester left, so it's coming to a close, which is kind of crazy to think about. So I'll start applying for residencies in December, and hopefully, I definitely want to stay in Nashville, so hopefully I'll be able to work at a hospital close by. There's like 1,000 to choose from, so hopefully that'll work out. And eventually, I'd like to go back to school, whether it's for nursing education or like a family nurse practitioner. Those are probably my top 2 options at this point, but that's a little bit further down the road.
Well, Allie, thanks for taking the time out today, and good luck the rest of the year and with graduation.
Thank you.